Welcome to part 2. This will cover up to episode 21, but there will still be plenty of action, because now we begin with Karma versus Grip. At first, Karma is on the defensive while doing great at dodging Grip's, well, killer grip, before eventually deciding he isn't going to hold back and fight each other fairly, which goes well for him at first, until Grip decides to gas him. Looks like it's all over for him, but he ends up gassing Grip right back, having stole that dispenser from Smog earlier. With Grip weakened, he ultimately gets held down, allowing everyone to tie him up. So that's 2 down. However, before we move on, Karma has some important things to say.
あんたが素手の戦いをしたかったのは本当だろうけど、俺らをここで止めるためにはどんな手段でも使うべきだし、俺でもそっちの立場ならそうしてる。あんたのプロ意識を信じたんだよ。信じたから警戒してた。
なるほど。カルマくん、ちょっと変わったな。いい感じに。
大きな敗北を知らなかったカルマくんは期末テストで敗者となって身をもって知ったでしょう。敗者だって自分と同じいろいろ考えて生きている人間なんだと。それに気づいた者は必然的に勝負の場で相手のことを見くびらないようになる。自分と同じように敵も考えていないか、頑張っていないか、敵の能力や事情をちゃんと見るようになる。敵に対し敬意を持って警戒できる人。戦場ではそういう人、隙がないというのです。
Indeed. The great thing about Karma is that despite his delinquent ways, he can show a lot of maturity in how he treats people. His opponent put up a good fight, and he gives him his respects. Seems like his loss in the exams really did give him the push to change his ways.
何言ってんの？楽しいのこれからじゃん。
なんだね、それは。
わさび&からし、おじさんぬの鼻の穴にねじ込むの。さっきまではきっちり警戒してたけど、こんだけ拘束したら警戒もクソもないよね。さあおじさんぬ、今こそプロの意地を見せる時だぬ。
Or he could remain the devil child he is and only show maturity when he feels like it. It's going to get you killed one day. Just saying. Now, while this next bit helps in getting to the next floor, the thing that happens is somewhat fillerish. It involves this rich snot named Yuji, whose parents are ignorant enough to let him stay at this bad hotel that doesn't mind minors in a bar, who sees Nagisa, who was forced into coming in with the girls since he almost looks like one, and asks to hang with him while unaware of who he really is.
ユージ君はさ、親と来てるの？
親？うちの親にそんな暇あるわけねえ。ここだけの話な、俺の親父テレビで有名なタレントなんだ。渚ちゃんも絶対知ってるぜ。何やっても許される大物だからよ。この前なんか24時間ずっと女子アナの通形握り続けてたって自慢してたぜ。
君のお父さん、ケツに何か恨みでもあるの？
Really? It's meant to set up something that won't really make much of a difference till next season? Since the only thing Yuji learns is that appearances can be deceiving, how to act cool even in hard times as a dude, and and smoking is bad for you. Eventually, they come across some hired guards that they end up distracting and knocking out using some stun guns that Tarasaka got with the money he earned from working with Shiro. This nets them a couple guns, which they give to Chiba and Hayami. However, they now come to the concert hall, where sadly, Gastro has made his way to while on patrol. Being the pro he is, he can easily sense their presence, and makes his declaration to take them in or kill them. But he soon learns that it isn't that simple.
暗殺の訓練を受けた中学生か。いいね。意外とうめえ仕事じゃねえか。
So the gimmick of this fight is that he's got bright lights behind him, his sharpshooting is so good he can shoot between the seats, and having been in the army, he has a good memory of where people are after they shoot. But before long, Karasuma gets Koro-sensei up front and, well...
何か
You try it 8 more times, maybe it'll work.
Seriously, did Father not tell him that real bullets don't work on him? He's just wasting them at this point. But at least it distracted him a bit, so that Koro-sensei can distract him even more.
では木村君、5列左へダッシュ。寺坂君と吉田君はそれぞれ左右に3列。四角ができた。この隙に加山さんは2列前進。春馬君と不破さん同時に右8。磯貝君左に5。
シャッフル、ややこしい真似しやがって。
出席番号12番。右に1で準備しつつ、4番と6番は椅子の間からターゲットを撮影。リツさんを通して舞台上の様子を千葉君に伝達。ポニーテールは左前列へ前進。バイク好きも左前に2列進めます。最近竹林君一押しのメイド喫茶に興味本位で行ったらちょっとハマりそうで怖かった人、かく乱のため大きな音を立てる。うるせえ、なんて言ったの知ってんだてめえ。
I love how they can take a serious moment and make it funny. That's the great thing about this. They can find a way to bring on the humor even in a dire moment. Then we get the student lesson of the episode for Chiba and Hayami. That it's okay to express any anguish you have and that you don't have to hide it. Everyone has experienced failure as they have, so it's okay to share your feelings, and like Koro-sensei said, they can always shuffle around so no one knows who's pulling the trigger. It's a group effort after all. With that said, let's see how this plays out.
狙うならあの一点です。
OK。外したな。これで2人目も場所が釣り照明の金具を狙っただと。そうか。
やっと当たった。
And another one down, only the final boss remains. What sort of mastermind are we dealing with? Well, apparently one who didn't quite utilize his assassins well, so he can't be one himself, but also this means that the ones they fought weren't going all out. I'd hate to imagine what they would have done otherwise. Also, it turns out Terasaka was infected all along, but...
カラスマの先行が麻痺ガス浴びちまったのは俺が下手に前に出たからだ。それ以前に俺のせいでクラスの奴ら殺しかけたこともある。こんなところで脱落してこれ以上足引っ張れるわけねえだろ。
It's nice that he's continuing to show he wants to make up for his jerky behavior. And again, I recommend seeing episode 14 to get the gist of what exactly turns him from jerk to likable jerk. Using a kind of ninja walk, they reach the guy and prepare to get him.
今かゆい。思い出すとかゆくなる。でもそのせいかな。いつも傷口が空気に触れるから感覚が鋭敏になってるんだ。言ったろ？もともとマーカ20の怪物を殺す準備できてるんだ。リモコンだって超スピードで奪われないよう予備も作る。うっかり俺が倒れ込んでも押すくらいのな。
No, it can't be. It couldn't be.
連絡がつかなくなった人物は3人の殺し屋の他にもう1人いる。防衛省の機密費、暗殺の予算とともに姿を消した内部の人間。どういうつもりだ、高岡！
He was Japanese father? I can't believe it! Well, okay, I could, but holy crap! For those who missed him, he was hired on to be another teacher for Class E to aid in the students' training. That is, until they found out his methods were unconventionally harsh, especially to junior high students, so he was challenged to see whether his methods or Karasuma's were better. It led to him using Nagisa to try and touch Takaoka with a real knife, which worked way better than anyone thought, and Asano deciding to fire the guy for failing to properly instill fear. Probably the only time Asano did anything good for them. But now it seems Takaoka has snapped, having been humiliated and mocked for it by his peers, and is seeking revenge. His plan would have been to use Kayano by placing her in a tub of anti-sensei BBs, with Coral Sensei with her, and bury them alive in cement. Since he would have to release a burst of energy to return to normal, that would end up hurting her, so obviously he would just melt away with the BBs. Since that plan is no longer possible, he can at least get away, but not before doing what he was going to do with Nagisa, which is have a rematch on the helipad. If they're to get the antidote safely, he has to do it, no matter how crazy the man is. All Nagisa can do is go up and try talking him out of it.
戦う前にやることやってもらわなくちゃな。謝罪しろ。土下座だ。実力がないから卑怯な手で奇襲した。それについて誠心誠意な。
僕は。
それが土下座か、バカガキか。頭こすりつけて謝んだよ。
僕は実力がないから卑怯な手で奇襲しました。ごめんなさい。
おお、その後で偉そうな口も叩いたよな。出て行けとか。ガキの分際で大人に向かって生徒が教師に向かってだぞ。
Keep in mind, the series may be comedy-based most of the time. It does go the dark route quite a bit, so it's no surprise we have a character like this being all that emotional. If anything, I see this being like Gintama, where despite the humorous atmosphere, they still allow these realistic situations to occur. And the anime has done more than a great job capturing the anger and insanity of this one man, and the use of the glowing lights in the darkness really add to the intensity of the scene. It's another reason to why you may like the anime more, since when things start moving and in color, it really makes the story feel more alive. We must bear witness to what happens when Takaoka goes too far, for in his desire to see the kids suffer, he does the unthinkable and blows up the antidote. What follows is terrifying.
So! その顔が見たかった。夏休みの観察日記にしたらどうだ。お友達の顔面がブドウみたいに化けていく様をよ。
してやる。
そうだ。そうでなくっちゃな。
殺してやる。
Well, Nagisa has snapped. Can he break out of it before he does something regrettable? Not long into the final episode, Terasaka throws him his stun gun and reminds him that murdering Takaoka isn't worth it if it means missing out on the 10 billion yen award. Of course, he keeps it, but doesn't look to be using it. Also, it seems Takaoka does have 3 vials of antidote left, and uses that as an incentive to leave Karasuma out of the fight, though Coral Sensei tells him to shoot if Nagisa's life is in danger. With that, the fight begins. Nagisa tries his casual walk technique from before, but Takaoka ain't falling for it this time, and starts wailing on him.
最初から戦闘モード。 心が狂気で満たされても精鋭軍人、いかなる奇襲も通じないほど隙がない。体格、技術、経験、全国模試で1位を取るより数倍至難だ。
ナイフとともに夢に出てくるトラウマがある。あの時見せたこいつの笑顔だ。あの笑顔に今日疲れてから全てが狂った。もう絶対同じ過ちは繰り返さねえ。手足切り落として標本にしてやる。ずっと手元に置いてめでてやるよ。
Excuse me. It's okay. It's okay. He's just a fictional character. He's just a fictional character. He's not gonna get me. He's not gonna get me. Okay. I'm feeling better. So, turns out Terasaka wants them to wait it out since there's still one technique Nagisa hasn't used yet. The one he learned from Lavro. The technique requires 2 weapons, must be used against an expert, and the opponent knows the terror of being killed. With Nagisa's scary, innocent face, combined with Takaoka's fear of it and the knife, this leads to yet another memorable moment when Nagisa insta-kills his ass.
何起こっ
暗殺者はその数瞬を逃さない。流れるように2本目の刃を抜くが早いか。
嘘だ。こんなガキに二度も。
Oh, yes, that's it. Really make the moment strong. That's how you adapt something. But why stop there? The satisfaction comes in that one moment where Takaoka truly becomes traumatized forever.
感謝を伝えるなら
やめろ。
そういう顔をすべきだと思ったから。
その顔で終わらせるのだけはやめてくれ。もう一生その顔が悪夢の中から離れなくなる。
高岡先生、ありがとうございました。
And on this day, you too have witnessed the face of death. So it seems it's finally over. The final boss is down and no one got killed. Though there's still the matter of the virus, so they think about getting Smog. However, all 3 assassins have shown up seemingly ready to fight again. Only, they're not. Turns out their contracts said nothing about avenging the client, and furthermore, it seems Smog gave them something else that made them sick, but not like what Takaoka wanted. If anything, they'll be fine in like a day. Basically, they figured given the time restraints they wouldn't need to use the deadly virus, and while they'll fulfill the wishes of the client the best they can, they don't always do it for the money, since it's clear he never intended to give them the antidote. As Gastro puts it,
詐欺の中学生を大量に殺した実行犯になるか、プロとしての評価を落とすか。どちらが俺らの今後にリスクが高いか、冷静に測りにかけただけよ。
This makes me appreciate them more than I do that hitman from Hitman. They still have to go in for questioning though, so it's a good thing they brought their 3DSs and their Pokemons.
ベンチマッチやらないんだ、おじさんが。俺のこと殺したいほど恨んでないの？
俺は支援で人を殺したことはないの。誰かがお前を殺す依頼をよこす日を待つの。だから狙われるくらいの人物になるね。
そういうこった、ガキども。本気で殺しに来てほしかったら 偉くなれ。そん時プロの殺し屋のフルコースを教えてやるよ。
And so they spent the night getting better, while Karasuma does a similar version of Takaoka's plan out in the ocean, hoping it would still work anyway. All while the kids reflect on what happened and what they wish to become like and not become in the future. Of course, Coral Sensei reverts back to normal, and instead of having a scary tunnel of love event like in the manga, they settle for last-minute summer activities meant to help wrap up the season. Some last-minute laughs before summer vacation ends, and they go back to class.
2学期も勉強に暗殺に大いに励みましょう。
コロ先生と僕らの暗殺教室、修行のベルは今日も鳴る。
So that was Assassination Island. Needless to say, I loved it. And the anime really brought it more to life with the emotion and tone that makes it all great. As progression goes, everyone worked well together to overcome a dangerous obstacle. They've gone from slackers and dropouts with no future to students with potential to make it in the real world, and now have the potential to maybe become assassins themselves. The best moments happen early on and near the end, and all laced with funny moments and scary as hell moments. This was a great way to end the season, and I'm glad they were able to get this arc in while still alluding to things in the future. For next year, it seems we will get a second season, as well as a sequel to the live-action movie that was made recently, which I'll be looking at some point, and depending on how the manga goes, it might even be the home stretch. Either way, I hope the anime continues to be this good come 2016. I'm the Media Hunter. Media's my prey, and reviewing them my way.
イリーナ先生は体の血流を操作して顔色を自在に変える。赤は照れ屋より、青は不安や体調不良を装うことができ、潜入の時には絶大な効果を発揮する。生徒に自慢しようと見せたが、コロ先生の劣化パクリと言われ、素で赤くなって怒ってしまいました。パクリじゃねえし